A wise man once said, "If you want to change your life, you need to change your habits." So let me offer you something powerful, something that has the potential to reshape your life in the next 90 days. Now you might be wondering, why 90 days? Why not 30? Or a whole year? Here's the truth. 90 days is the sweet spot. It's long enough to see real transformation, but short enough that you won't lose momentum along the way. A year might seem daunting. It's too far into the future to feel real. And 30 days? That's not enough time to create lasting, meaningful change. But 90 days? That's just the right amount of time to challenge yourself, to dig deep, and to become a new version of who you are. Think about it. In just 3 months, you could change the entire trajectory of your life. The question is, are you ready to make that commitment to yourself? Here's how you begin. I want you to grab a piece of paper. Not your phone, not your computer, a real honest-to-goodness piece of paper. This is a contract, a commitment to yourself. And it's simple, but it's incredibly powerful. On that paper, write down one habit you're going to stop. Just one. Maybe it's procrastination. Maybe it's telling yourself you're not good enough. Maybe it's the habit of avoiding hard conversations. Whatever it is, write it down. But don't just say, "I'm going to stop procrastinating." Get more specific. When do you procrastinate? Why do you procrastinate? Get clear on the reasons behind it. Understanding the cause is the first step in eliminating the habit. Next, write down one habit you're going to start. Choose something that propels you forward, something that excites you. Maybe it's reading for 30 minutes every morning to feed your mind. Maybe it's committing to call one person every day to grow your network. Or maybe it's waking up at 5 a.m. to start your day with purpose and momentum. But here's the key. Make it something that moves you forward. Choose something that, by the end of 90 days, you can look back and say, "That was a game changer." And here's where most people fail. They try to change everything at once. Don't do that. You can't overhaul your life in one fell swoop. Instead, focus on eliminating one negative habit and replacing it with one positive habit. That's your goal. Do this every day. No excuses for 90 days. Remember, success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. Small disciplines, practiced every day, can lead to staggering results. Are you ready to take the challenge? The next 90 days can either be the beginning of the rest of your life or just another 90 days that passes by without change. It's up to you. You can change your life in 90 days, but only if you take action today. Raising your standards, the key to transforming your life. Now, let me ask you something important. Are you focused on your goals or are you focused on your standards? You see, goals are about what you want to achieve in the future, but standards are about who you are right now. Standards are the foundation upon which your success is built. Think about this. What will you no longer tolerate from yourself? What behavior will you stop accepting? You see, it's not about waiting for the right moment. It's about making the decision right now. Will you accept procrastination? Will you accept making excuses instead of taking action? Will you accept treating your health as a second priority? Write it down. What is no longer acceptable in your life? Make it real. When you raise your standards, your life will change immediately, and you'll be amazed at how much you can achieve when you start holding yourself to a higher level. Remember, you don't get what you want in life, you get what you tolerate. That's a powerful truth. So stop tolerating less than what you deserve. Raise your standards and watch your life transform before your eyes. Now here's where it gets interesting. Accountability is the bridge between your commitments and your results. You can have the best intentions, but if you don't have someone holding you accountable, it's easy to let things slip. Accountability is what makes the difference between a dream and reality. So here's what I want you to do. Every night, before you go to sleep, take just 2 minutes to reflect on your day. Ask yourself, what did I do today to honor my commitment? And what did I do today to move closer to my goal? This practice will reinforce your focus and keep you on track. And in the morning, Before you dive into your day, take 2 minutes to read your personal contract. This simple act will remind you of the promises you made to yourself. It's easy, but it works. When you do this every day, your momentum will build and your results will follow. But here's the key. You need someone to hold you accountable. Find someone you respect, someone who will ask you the tough questions. Share your 90-day challenge with them and ask them to check in on your progress, not to judge you, but to support you. Find a mentor, a friend, or a coach who will walk with you through this challenge. The success you have in life is directly related to the commitment you make to yourself and the accountability you have with others. When you have both, there's nothing you can't achieve. Your 90-day transformation doesn't happen alone. It happens through the commitments you make, the standards you raise, and the accountability you hold yourself to every single day. So I ask you, are you ready to hold yourself to the highest standards? Are you ready to honor your commitments and build a life you can be proud of? Your future starts with the decisions you make today. Start now, raise your standards, and take action. The power of a 90-day challenge. Let me tell you this, the first 30 days will be tough. You're going to feel discomfort. You're going to face resistance from your old habits, and you will be tempted to quit. But that's normal. That's what happens when you start breaking old patterns. Comfort is the enemy of progress. Understand this, that discomfort is a sign that you're growing. When you feel like quitting, that's the moment to dig in, push through. Growth never happens in the comfort zone. And trust me, as you keep going, you'll find the next 30 days will feel easier. You'll be able to look back and see how far you've come. Your new habits will start sticking. But here's the truth, you're not done yet. The final 30 days, this is where the magic happens. That's when it all comes together. The habits you've been working on will become automatic. You won't have to think about them. They'll be part of who you are. And that's when the real transformation happens. Don't wish for an easy challenge. Wish for the strength to face a worthy challenge. Don't wish for fewer problems. Wish for more wisdom. Don't wish for fewer responsibilities. Wish for greater abilities. The next 90 days will pass regardless of whether you choose to take action or not. You will be 3 months older, and you'll be 3 months further along in your journey. But the question is, where will you be? Will you be stuck in the same place? Or will you have moved closer to the person you're meant to be? The secret is this. The next 90 days will pass either way. But imagine where you could be if you commit to growing, changing, and improving. In just 3 months, you could revolutionize your life. But you must start today, not tomorrow, not when conditions are perfect. Start now. And when you do, you won't regret it. The real question isn't whether this will work. The question is, will you work? Will you commit? Will you take the challenge? Because every great achievement in history began with a simple decision. One decision to make a change, to commit. You see, human potential is limitless. But most people live their entire lives using only a fraction of what they could do. They're like rockets sitting on the launch pad, never taking off. Some of you may be thinking, I've tried this before. Well, let me tell you something. You've tried, but trying is not the same as committing. When you try, you leave yourself an escape route. When you commit, you burn the bridges behind you. You make no room for failure. That's when the real change happens. What fascinates me about this 90-day challenge is how it creates a ripple effect. You start small, with one habit to stop and one habit to start. But that simple decision influences every other part of your life. Let's say you decide to start exercising every morning. It's not just about the exercise. It's about the discipline, the focus, the confidence you gain from it. And suddenly you make better choices. You avoid junk food. You show up sharper at work. Your relationships improve. And it works the other way too. What if you decide to stop complaining? Just stop. No more excuses, no more blaming others. What happens then? You start seeing opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You find solutions instead of problems. People start noticing. They're drawn to you. That's the power of a single decision backed by commitment. It doesn't just change one part of your life. It changes who you are. Now let's talk about resistance, because it's coming. Make no mistake about it. The moment you decide to change, your old habits will fight back. They'll whisper, "Take it easy, start tomorrow. One little exception won't hurt." Let me tell you, those whispers are the enemy of progress. They will steal your dreams if you listen to them. So how do you beat them? Discipline. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. It's doing what you said you'd do long after the excitement has worn off. Think of it this way. Every time you push through resistance, you're strengthening your willpower. You're building a muscle. And just like physical exercise, the more you train it, the stronger it gets. But there's one more thing I need to address. Your environment. If you're serious about this challenge, you need to create an environment that supports your success. Look at the people around you. Are they encouraging you? Are they challenging you to grow? Or are they holding you back, keeping you stuck in the same patterns? You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Take a good look at your circle. If they're not inspiring you, it's time to make a change. And it's not just about people. Look at your physical environment. Is it cluttered or organized? Does it inspire focus or does it create distractions? Even small changes like cleaning your workspace or putting motivational quotes where you can see them can make a big difference. Let's break it down further. What does a successful 90-day challenge look like? The first 10 days. This is where you build momentum. It's exciting, but it's also fragile. You're planting seeds and you won't see results right away, but stay with it. Days 11 to 40. The grind begins, the novelty wears off, and the resistance kicks in. This is where most people quit. Don't be like most people. Push through. Days 41 to 70. Things start to shift. Your new habits feel less like a chore and more like a part of who you are. You're seeing results now, maybe not dramatic, but enough to keep you motivated. Days 71 to 90. This is where the magic happens. You're no longer forcing yourself. The habits are automatic. Momentum is carrying you forward. You see, the next 90 days will pass either way. The question is, what will you do with them? You have the power to create the life you want, but only if you take action today. Are you ready to commit? Are you ready to change your life in 90 days? Let's go. The power of leverage and the 90-day commitment. Let's shift gears for a moment because I want to talk about something that has made all the difference in my life: leverage. You see, the most successful people in the world aren't necessarily working harder. They're working smarter. They're using leverage. So what does that mean? Let me put it this way. Imagine you're trying to move a giant rock. If you push with all your strength, you might move it an inch. But if you use a simple tool like a lever, you can move that same rock with far less effort. Leverage is about using tools, systems, and relationships to multiply your efforts. It's about finding smarter ways to get things done, ways that allow you to achieve more with less. Take finances as an example. Some people spend their entire lives trading time for money. They work hard, but they're stuck in a cycle. Others invest. They put their money to work for them. That's leverage. Or think about learning. You could spend years figuring things out on your own, or you could read a book, someone else's lifetime of experience condensed into a few hours. That's leverage. So here's the question I want you to ask yourself. Where can you use leverage in your life? What tools, systems, or relationships could help you achieve your goals faster? It's not about doing more. It's about doing things smarter. Now let's talk about another form of leverage: influence. Influence is incredibly powerful, but it's not just about persuading others. It's about the way your life touches those around you. Think about it. Every day, whether you realize it or not, you are influencing people. Your family, your coworkers, your friends. The way you talk, the way you act, it all leaves an impression. So ask yourself, what kind of influence are you having? Are you lifting people up, or are you dragging them down? Are you inspiring them to be better, or are you holding them back? Let me share a quick story. Years ago, I met a gentleman who was, let's say, less than enthusiastic about life. He was negative, always complaining, always blaming others. And guess what? His attitude rubbed off on everyone around him. His team was unmotivated. His family was distant. But then something changed. He decided to take responsibility, not just for his own life, but for the influence he had on others. He started encouraging people, supporting them, believing in them. Little by little, his life changed. His relationships improved. His business grew. That's the magic of influence. It's not just about what you achieve, it's about the lives you touch along the way. Now let me ask you this, and I want you to really think about it. How many opportunities have passed you by because you hesitated? How many dreams have you put on hold because you thought, maybe tomorrow? Let me tell you, tomorrow is a dangerous word. Tomorrow is where dreams go to die. Tomorrow is where good intentions get buried under procrastination. Tomorrow is what keeps people from taking the first step. And I know what some of you might be thinking, Jim, I've tried before. I've made resolutions. I've started challenges, but I never stick with them. Well, guess what? That's the story for most people, but it doesn't have to be your story anymore. Here's the truth. The past doesn't define you unless you let it. Your mistakes, your failures, your missed opportunities, they're just chapters in a book that's not finished yet. And the good news is, you hold the pen. Right now, you have a choice. You can close the book and accept life as it is, or you can turn the page and start writing a new chapter. A chapter where you take control. A chapter where you make the commitment, not just to this challenge, but to yourself. Think about what 90 days could do for you. Not just what you'll achieve, but who you'll become. Maybe for the first time, you'll prove to yourself that you can stick to something. You'll show yourself that you're stronger than your excuses, tougher than your doubts, and bigger than your fears. Imagine 90 days from now. Close your eyes and picture it. What does your life look like if you commit to this? Maybe you finally started that exercise routine and you feel healthier, stronger, more alive. Maybe you've saved money, paid off debt, or finally started that side hustle you've been dreaming about. Maybe your relationships are better because you've been more present, more intentional, more loving. Now, imagine the opposite. Imagine doing nothing. Imagine staying exactly where you are. Same habits, same excuses, same regrets. Imagine looking back 3 months from now and thinking, I could have done it. I should have done it. Why didn't I? That's a painful thought, isn't it? But here's the thing. You don't have to feel that way. You can make a different choice right now. You see, greatness doesn't happen all at once. It doesn't come from one big breakthrough or one life-changing moment. Greatness comes from small, consistent actions repeated every single day. Here's how you do it. You make one decision. Not 100 decisions, just one. You decide that for the next 90 days, you're going to honor your commitments. You're going to follow through. You're going to prove to yourself that you can. Will it be easy? Of course not. In the first week, you'll feel excited. The second week, you'll feel challenged. And somewhere around week 3, you'll feel like giving up. But that's where the magic happens. When you push through the resistance and prove to yourself that you can keep going, even when it's hard, that's when you transform. That's when you realize that you're capable of far more than you ever thought. And here's the best part. This isn't just about 90 days. This is about setting a foundation for the rest of your life. Because once you master this, once you prove to yourself that you can stay committed, you'll never go back to the old way of living. So here's my challenge to you. Don't wait. Don't overthink it. Don't let fear, doubt, or laziness stop you. Take out a piece of paper. Yes, a piece of paper. Not your phone, not your laptop. Write down your 90-day commitment. Write down what you're going to stop. Write down what you're going to start. Write down your standards. Those things you will no longer accept in your life. And when you're done, read it out loud. Make it real. Then tomorrow morning, wake up and honor that commitment. And the next day, and the next, one day at a time. Because here's the truth, my friends. Life doesn't wait for you to be ready. It doesn't wait for perfect conditions. It moves forward whether you're prepared or not. So why not move with it? Why not take this challenge and show yourself what you're capable of? The next 90 days will pass whether you take action or not. The question is, will you be better at the end of them, or will you be the same? The choice is yours. As we wrap this up, remember, the seeds you plant in the next 90 days will grow into something incredible, but you have to start planting. You have to take action. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Here's the bottom line. The next 90 days will pass, no matter what you choose. You will be 3 months older, 3 months further down your path. But will you be closer to the person you want to be? Will you have achieved the things you've dreamed of? Or will you still be stuck in the same patterns, making the same excuses? This is your moment. This is your choice. The actions you take today will shape the person you become tomorrow. Your future is not a matter of chance. It's a matter of choice. Every small decision, every step you take today will compound into something extraordinary over the next 3 months. So ask yourself, will you take this challenge seriously? Will you commit to growing, changing, and becoming the best version of yourself? Will you honor your commitments to yourself, no matter what obstacles come your way? The next 90 days are an opportunity to change your life, to break free from old habits, to build new ones, and to prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever thought possible. You have the power to make it happen, but the choice is yours. Start now, not tomorrow, not next week, today. The world is waiting for you to step up, and when you do, you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish. This is your time to shine. Don't let it slip away. Now is the moment to take control of your life. Now is the time to commit. And when you do, your life will never be the same again. Let's go make these next 90 days count.